Hello, everybody. This is Natalie Clark, our senior from Granite Falls, North Carolina. I'm going to ask her a few questions today. First, Nat, what have you been doing in your free time that we've had the past couple of weeks?
Well, I didn't realize how many hours were in a day. I didn't think we had this many, but now I've been outside. I run every single day. I go walking at night with my mom and my friend Madison. We go play tennis every single night, and I've been doing some things outside. We've been building a fire. We built a fire pit, and then cleaned the pool. I've actually planted a garden for the very first time, so that was interesting. But just a bunch of watching Netflix, trying to learn how to play golf, a bunch of stuff outside because I can't sit inside as much.
That's good.
Yeah.
The weather's been nice for that.
Very nice.
Let's
here like once.
Yeah, let's talk about our program's really successful. Talk about the kind of the success we've had while the 4 years you were here.
Well, the 4 years I was here, my first 2 years we won the SAC, which was huge accomplishments for me because going from high school, you always try to win a SAC championship ring. So then as soon as you get to college, you want to win your conference and get a ring. So doing that my freshman and sophomore year was just a very big accomplishment. My junior year, we struggled a bit just because maybe just miscommunication here and there. Some people didn't want to be there, some people did, kind of thing. But I feel like this year's team would have been a great team, and we would have accomplished so much. And I honestly think that I would have got my third ring this year if we would have been able to continue. But we've done so many great things over the past 4 years, beating nationally ranked teams, beating North Georgia, which was a big accomplishment. But I think we did great this year, and I just wish we could have kept going.
How about what's some fond memories? Let's say, give me two. Let's go one on the field and one off. A fond memory.
I have a couple.
Okay.
Beating North Georgia is the top because you always have that one team you're just 10 times more competitive against than any other team, and it's like they would always knock us out when we would play regional games. So going there and playing, was like a snow blizzard the day before, and then we go play on their field, on their home turf, and beating them was just like an amazing accomplishment. It wasn't just the 9 people on the field, it was everybody in that dugout. Everybody, I think there was not one person that wasn't into that game. We were all screaming and yelling. It was definitely a group effort. And then I think whenever Mariana pitches on the field, for me, would have been Mariana pitching, and she dominantly throws inside, so we always play the shift. And I remember being right center, and I always think in my head, I'm like, somebody's about to cream it down that right field line. I just know it's about to happen. I'm sitting there waiting for it, and just so happens somebody field line me. They know I hate to dive, and I will down. We did it. And another great memory was junior year playing against Lisa McCray.
Hey.
And they had a good
Hold on a minute. Hey. Hold on a minute. Nat. You're cutting out, Natalie. You're cutting out. Wait a minute. Okay. We'll go back. Yeah, like you're like that, like your connection.
Yeah, you were frozen on mine.
Yeah, so we'll go back. She can chop it, so she can cut it. You can cut it down. So we'll go back. The connection was not good.
Okay.
You sound clearer now.
Okay. I took my Wi-Fi.
Start back with playing right center and them hitting the ball down through there.
Okay. So starting out, Mariana, she's a pitcher that we have, and she throws inside dominantly. And being in the right field, everything goes to left field. So I'm standing in right center, and I'm like, like, okay, balls don't normally come this way. They always go to left field, but I'm always prepared for that ball that's down the line. And I just knew, like, in my heart, I felt like there was about to be a ball down the line. And there happened to be a rocket hit down right field line. And I just took off running for it. Anybody that knows me knows I hate to dive. And I don't want to dive. And I completely just laid out for it because I knew we needed the out. And I was just like, and I saw it in my glove when I stood up. And I was probably the happiest person ever. And then probably my last memory would be junior year playing Lisa McRae, and we're down by 2, and it is the bottom of the 7th. Ashton's on 2nd, and somebody else is on 3rd, and I ended up getting myself in a hole. It was a 1-2 count, and I was like, either I'm gonna be a hero or I'm gonna be a 0. And I just remember them throwing me outside my perfect pitch and taking it backside, and Ashton scoring, and I tied it up in the bottom of the 7th, and we ended up going to play 9 innings, and we ended up pulling it out and winning.
Good memories, Nat. That's good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's good stuff. Hey, tell me a funny memory or two that you have.
Sophomore year, we always go on camping trips every year whenever we get back from summer vacation, and it's just like a nice little trip. It's like a 2-night trip, camping either outside in a tent or in a cabin, just so we can get closer to our freshmen and know them a bit more. And we just happened to go to the Virginia Creeper Trail and ride bikes. And I've rode bikes my whole entire life, and I know how to ride a bike, but I think this trail was like 12 miles, I want to say, something like that.
I think so. It's pretty far, yeah.
Not even a mile into the bike ride. Yeah. I guess it rained the night before or something, but I just remember going up on a bank, and I come down, and I go through like a mud patch, so I try to like get off my bike and just get back to the middle, not even thinking like I'm in the middle of the trail, and here comes Ashton come around the corner flying and completely crashes into me, and we slide down the mountain probably about a good 5 yards, just on gravel rocks, nose diving. And we just stand up and we just look at each other for a minute, like in shock of what just happened. And we just look down, our hands, our arms, our legs are all bloody. And then we turn around because we know our friend Emily has the GoPro on her head. And we were like, please tell me you got that. Please tell me you got that. And she was like, I swear it was on. I swear it was on. And like a couple months later, Dave ends up finding it on the GoPro. And so we literally have the video of us crashing on the Virginia Creeper Trail. But what made it even worse is like not even a minute later, our other team at BP comes around the corner in the same spot that I had wrecked and falls off her back and ends up like breaking her arm. It was just an all around crazy trip. First mile into the whole thing, and we still had 11 more to go after.
It was pretty fun though, right?
Yeah, it was extremely fun. I would definitely do it over again, but I have not rode a bike ever since. PTSD.
So, besides the next 11 miles of road with a scraped up arm, tell me something that one of the hardest things you've achieved while being an LR.
Probably learning a new position, because I come in like my whole entire life. I always played third base or second base. Senior year, I got moved to short. Never played the outfield in my whole entire life. And then going in my freshman year, very first week of being there, got told that I needed to, like, my best chance of playing would be in the outfield. So I didn't think much about it. I was nervous about it because it was like I've never done this. Like, how could I learn all this when some of the girls out there have been playing it their whole entire life? How do I learn that like super quick so I can get out there? But the coach we had at the time, Kat, she helped me so much in the outfield, and I learned so much that first year that like now it's like you couldn't tell that I wasn't an outfielder. And definitely every year we have like our end of the year meetings and stuff, and I've always like struggled with like trying to be faster, and I took it upon myself my junior year summer to really work on myself and make myself faster and better and healthier, and tried to eat healthier and ended up losing about 20 pounds. And it was just a big accomplishment for me because it's always been hard for me to do that, and just putting the effort into actually doing it and trying to improve myself to make my game better.
You did a great job doing that this summer. life-changing thing. So talking about, life-changing thing, what at LR, whether it was athletics, whether it was classwork, what prepared you for the next phase in your life?
Softball at LR was more than just softball. It taught you so much about life, to be mentally tough. It built a work ethic that you need the rest of your life. You face adversity all the time, and it really taught me how to be a leader. Mentally tough, you have to go through all these workouts. Like, so many people, nobody wants to get up at 6 a.m. to lift and run, but you did it because you want to be better for your team. And it's like doing the triathlon and doing CrossFit. Like, you have got to be mentally tough if you want to do it. You have people come in every year that we have to go through that very first week. That is awful. But it's like, if you make it through it, then you eliminate people that aren't mentally tough and can't do what we do. And then you really realize how many people like struggle doing it. And it's just like, it just teaches you so much. And just knowing that I've learned, I can take so much from it into being a job, being a leader. So many people come to me, all my teammates come to me for stuff on and off the field, and just knowing that they look up to me like that, it was just great.
Good answer. Good answer, Matt. Okay, what are your plans now that you're going to help them graduate in not a month, but maybe in August? What are your plans after graduation? What do you want to do?
I'm super excited to like move on, I guess, and try to become an adult and get a job. But I think I've definitely realized that I want to stay in athletics, and I think that I really would be a great coach, and I want to coach. And so right now I'm trying to find places to like GA, if somebody will give me the opportunity to help better their team and better myself. So it'll create opportunity for me and meet new people and stuff like that. And I think I want to take a master's in education or whatever. And so I can maybe teach courses out of college and help coach their team, whether it's community or even higher. But that's what I'm planning to do. I have an exercise science major, but just realizing taking an athletic training internship made me realize that that wasn't for me. And I just feel like I really just need to stay towards softball.
Good stuff. Thanks, Nat. Thanks for the interview.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Hello, everybody. I have Mckenzie Swain, senior from Pinetown, North Carolina. She's going to talk with us today. I got a handful of questions I want to ask her about her senior year. But first, let's get started. Swain, what have you been doing with this downtime you've had the past couple of weeks?
Well, of course, I've been doing my schoolwork, but I've also been working a little bit here and there, and mostly just hanging out with my family and my niece and nephew. So
good. So spend some time with your family. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about softball. Tell me your experience. Tell me some things that we're successful at softball or at LR over the last 4 years while you were here.
Two really big things I think we achieved was winning the conference twice. So I got to experience the ring ceremony and playing with two teams that were just unstoppable. We also got to host regionals my sophomore year, which was pretty awesome because how many schools get to say, oh, we got to host regionals? It's just an experience that is not like any other one. You're home, you got your family can drive, see you, you get to stay at your place, so you're not sleeping in a hotel for 4 or 5 days. But I also think we just achieved, or personally I think I became more of a leader over my 4 years. I think it's made me be more dependable because I know I've got 20 girls that depend on me to do what I'm supposed to do when I step on the field. And also my coaches depend on me in the classroom to get done what I need to get done so I can play on the field.
Good stuff. How about some memorable moments that you can remember that stand out the most? Probably softball wise.
I got two. One, we always do this camping trip the first weekend back at LR, and it's where all of us get in vans and we go with Coach Holler to some spot. We have no idea what we're doing. And I can't remember if it was either my sophomore year I think it was my sophomore year, we actually went camping and we slept in tents. And I am terribly scared of the dark. So this meant I had to sleep in a tent on rocks while it rained with no light. And I think it was like a mile to walk to the bathroom. And I was in a tent with a couple softball players. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I had to go to the bathroom. But I was so scared to walk across all 5 people I was sleeping with and go outside in the dark. And so I woke up one of our seniors, Mckenzie Cates, and we start giggling about it. And we called it the giggles because me and her always laughed together. And we would get in trouble for laughing so much. And then I hear Coach Holler's voice echo across the little camping ground. She's like, Swain, be quiet and go to bed. And so then I made Mckenzie get up with me and go outside and hold a flashlight so I could use the bathroom because I was too scared to go by myself. And then
That's fun stuff.
one of the other ones, it's not really funny. I mean, we thought it was funny, but it was nice. I can't remember what year it was, freshman or sophomore, but we were tired of our cheers. And so everyone instructed me to make up cheers and to kind of take what other people were cheering and turn it into our own. And so I would have a piece of paper, or anyone that had a piece of paper, I'd tell them to write down the cheers that we heard, and then we would make them up to our own. And so it's still to this day, the cheers I made up, which are completely not good cheers or don't make any sense, we still cheer them just because they're funny.
Good. Anything else that's a memorable moment or a really crazy funny moment that you want to talk about?
Winning 2 SAC not tournaments, conference, and just experiencing every day with 20 friends. I mean, I don't think you can beat that.
Yeah. How about what's one of the hardest things that you achieved, or what was something difficult that you did really well, or like I said, that you achieved?
I think one of the hardest things, and I think this is for any athlete to achieve, is staying focused through the whole entire season, fall and spring, because we play like 60 games maybe, and every single game you have to be focused. And you play 2 games a day and they take all day, and then you might have an off day, or you might have to go to practice next day, and you got to be focused at practice. And then you got to wake up and go to an 8 a.m. and be focused in the classroom. So just having to focus at all points so you could be successful, I think is something really hard that people have to achieve. And I'm graduating, so I would say I achieved it. But just being a student athlete and being focused is one of the hardest things you have to achieve. But another thing is just making sure every day when you leave practice or a game that you say you gave it your all.
Good stuff. How about next chapter in your life? What? How did Lenoir-Rhyne prepare you for that?
Well, hopefully I'll be getting into physical therapy assistant school here soon, and I plan to pursue my life in that. But it's just prepared me because it's kind of over-prepared me, in my opinion, because I'm graduating with a 4-year degree in Bachelor's of Science. And exercise science has not only over prepared me for all the things that I'm going to relearn, but it's kind of given me an advantage, I believe, because a lot of the things I know, people that are just graduating from a 2-year don't necessarily know, or they haven't gotten to yet. They'll get to it in PTA school, but I kind of already have that stepping stone above everyone.
Good. You talked a little bit about your plans. So anything else with your plans after you get to graduate besides going back to school?
Going back to school and just getting a job and working, that work life.
Yes. Anything else you want to tell people out there that's gonna see your interview?
It's been a great experience. It prepares you to make you have to let people depend on you, and you have to be a leader, and it's all about time management. And I think that's prepared me. LR has prepared me, and softball has prepared me for that. I think it's just like I said, a great experience, and it's one that a lot of people don't get. So during the moment, you don't really cherish it as much as you should, but afterwards, wait, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Afterwards, it's something that you just look back on and you're like, wow, it was great.
Hello, everybody. I have Ashton Hinkle here, our senior from Capron, Virginia. Just going to start out today. Ashton, how's your day going? What you been doing with yourselves these last couple of weeks?
I'm doing good. I've had my first job interview a couple days ago for a
Wait a
Parks and
minute.
Rec
Wait a minute.
job.
You can't rock your chair. I'll start over. You can't rock your chair. But you can't rock your chair.
Here, let me move.
You can't rock your chair. You were doing good, but you can't rock your chair. Okay, but that's better. At least you're not going. And you cleared up too, so that's good on my screen. Okay, let's try it again. Hey, everybody. We have Ashton Hinkle here, my senior from Capron, Virginia. Ashton, just start out. What have you been doing with yourselves these last couple of weeks? What's been going on?
I just screwed up again.
We only got 45 minutes, Ashton. It's all right.
We might be
she'll crop it out. She'll crop it out.
Okay.
So, ready? Hey, everybody. We have here Ashton Hinkle, a senior from Capron, Virginia. Ashton, what have you been doing with yourself during this downtime the past couple of weeks?
I had my first job interview a couple days ago as a Parks and Rec assistant in Dallas, North Carolina. I've been running a lot, and I learned I cut grass for the first time the other day.
That's great. That's great. Just a couple things. Talk about the success you've had and the team have had during your 4 years here at LR.
Well, the first 2 years were good. Sophomore year was probably the best year. We would win almost every game and then go to practices, and we wouldn't have to do as much at practice just because we were good. Last year, I don't think that everyone really wanted it as much. And then this year, coming off of last year, I think we had so much more fight this year. And I would have liked to see how far we could have gotten this year.
Good stuff. How about what's your most memorable moment, let's say, on the field and then possibly off the field?
Off the field, I would have to say probably all of the friends I've made at LR. And then on the field would probably been my last at bat.
Walk through your last at bat with everybody. Tell them what it was, and you tell them what you did.
I think we had 2 runners on base, and I hit a home run. And for me, home run is not what I hit. I hit line drives, anything. I'm not a power hitter.
Who were we playing and all that good stuff?
We're playing Queens.
You remember the count? No. Just to go a little bit with that. Yep, Ashton she came in as a slapper, and we made her a hitter this year, and like she said, hit her first home run. I think did it hit the scoreboard or almost hit the scoreboard? Get off the scoreboard.
Yeah.
That's really good stuff. How about one of your funniest memories while you're here? Some kind of practical joke. Give me a funny memory.
I've got 2. Sophomore year when we went on the camping trip biking, and me and Natalie wrecked. I ran over her on the bike.
Well, explain them. So explain people what. Give a little insight into it.
So we were going down a hill, and it was muddy, and Natalie went off the side of the mountain, and she hit the mud, and she fell back into the middle of the
track where we were riding the bikes, and I just ran right in front of her. And then we had somebody catch it on video.
It's pretty funny.
So
it's pretty funny video. It's good stuff.
And then the other one I have was, I don't remember what year it was, when the Hulk came down and about took Christina.
Yeah, I remember that. It was a big Hulk. Christina was running around pretty funny, pretty scared, right? Yeah. What do you think the hardest thing you achieved, whether it be softball, whether it be classwork? What's one of the hardest things you've achieved?
I believing in myself.
Yeah.
More than anything on the field.
What are some aspects that prepared you for the next chapter in your life?
Being away from home and having to do everything on my own, living on my own.
Tell us a little bit about your cooking experiences living on your own.
Well, I about caught myself on fire one time with the grill. But other than that, I've done fine.
Then you talked about your interview for a job earlier. What are your plans? What do you want to do?
I want to stay in sports somehow. So with that job, I know it's like you do stuff with like the community, the kids around the community, any kind of sport. I know it's basketball, baseball, softball.
Good. Anything else you want to tell anybody that's gonna be watching your video online? Anything else you want to say or put out there? Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Thank you, Ashton.